Hi Bahamas, C. Allen Johnson, critical thinker, senior spokesperson for Alliance for Change. Just want to put a quick input because I see a lot of conversation is going on concerning this alleged meter tampering, etc. that's going on in the Bahamas, or at least on Grand Bahama today. I just want to put some quick things in perspective. I'm definitely going to come back and I'm going to have a conversation concerning the Grand Deception. This is all part of the Grand Deception. And I can tell you here on Grand Bahama right now, whether this is real or not, I can tell you the majority of citizens on the Bahamas, on Grand Bahama, is cheering for the companies and the homes that were able to reduce their power costs by any means necessary on this island, which is being economically oppressed. I just want you to put some things in perspective. The accusation is that some devices have been installed that works to reduce your electricity bill. There's some other accusations being made. That's not come to light yet, but I just want to talk about one thing. Because if we are going to have a conversation about the corruptness of the energy generation on Grand Bahama, then we need to put in perspective. First of all, the Grand Bahama Power Company, as Emera as is now known, is a misnomer. For the fact is that the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement calls for power generation to be made in the city of Freeport at cost, plus a nominal fee for infrastructure improvement. For 25 years, that has not occurred. The Grand Bahama Power Company, or Emera as we know it, has become a profit-generating regime. Imagine this. On an island where 50% of the people is unemployed or underemployed, that this company has turned profits and improved profits year after year after year, in spite of the lack of economic opportunity and the failure of the leadership of the Grand Bahama Port Authority to provide any type of relief to businesses and other things on this island. This company is in violation of the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement. It is generating profit against the law, which we call the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement. It's supposed to be a non-profit entity. But it also supposedly to disallow power generation by other people. But get this, the generation plant that is used by Emera is a separate entity, as far as my understanding, from the power company. So the very people who violate the who wants to enforce the power generation regime is violating the power generation regime. So we have to begin to ask ourselves, what is going on? I've told you over and over again, it is called the Grand Deception. This is where the economic power, this is where everything happens. Nothing happens for individuals on Grand Bahama. It's by design. I don't want you all to think it's a misnomer. Don't mind the announcements and everything else. But here it is. The law, the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement that we always want to follow, says that power should be generated at cost. Why is it that for years and years and years, the power company has generated tremendous amount of profits year after year, supposed to be for stockholders, shareholders. The shareholders are supposed to be the businesses of Freeport. We're talking about, the power generation where people are saying, oh, the power company is claiming they've lost millions of dollars a year. Imagine this. A company that is losing millions and millions of dollars a year still is making, they said to miss theft or whatever they want to do, is still making millions and millions of dollars a year in profit. A non-profit organization is disbursing millions and millions of dollars a year to shareholders. Imagine that. But imagine now that a company that did an audit and says they did an audit to find whatever losses they're having has failed to, for almost 10 years, to provide the audit that they did on the power meters to show where they may have overbilled Bahamians for a dozen or more years to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars a year. They did an audit where they owed us. That became secret. No government, F&M nor PLP, has demanded that that power meter audit be made available to the public, to the sampling. We're small enough that we could have audited every single meter. But it hasn't occurred. I just want you to understand the type of corruption, the corrupt demands that this power company is making on us, the Bahamian people, who are suffering the brunt of their policies This is a company that also buys fuel bonded. They pay no taxes on their fuel. None. But there's no difference in the pricing from any other part of the Bahamas. Follow my page. Follow Alliance for Change. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. We have to have a conversation about the fact that this company town has become about company, the companies that run it, not the companies that generates the income for it to survive. The companies you're talking about and the businesses, for the record, hundreds of people and businesses are using this and similar devices to save energy, not in violation of no law. What we have to do is we have to look at the practices of Emera, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who are part of the company directly or indirectly, and the regulator, and ask the government, why doesn't IRCA have the authority in a sovereign country? Don't give me the Grand Bahama Hawkesbury Creek Agreement lie, because you violated every tenet of it. But you pretend everything is in place when it benefits you. Let's have this conversation, Bahamas. Follow me on Facebook, Alliance for Change, C. Alan Johnson, on my page and my profile, and let's have a daily conversation of the defects in our country and what is necessary to correct it.